I'm Nicole King, and this is Marbella Now.
Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day. Halfway twisted, you've been out of shape, and you feel.
It's a pleasure to be back once again at Umbrella's Bar and Barbers here at the Marbella Arena, aka the Bullring in Nueva Andalucía. We've got great guests lined up for this week, taking you once again behind the scenes of what's going on in Marbella now. Very important to our resident community is age concern, because like it or not, we're all getting on, and it's nice to know that there are services and people that want to help us as of 55 years old, so kind of like welcome to the aged. Carol Woolnoth, welcome to the program again.
Thank you very much, Nicole. It's lovely to be here.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to see you. Carol is the president of Age Concern Marbella San Pedro and has been involved with it since its beginnings, which
2017.
I mean, I remember you guys coming to launch everything at the United Nationalities of Marbella Summit and speaking, and your very ambitious project to separate from the Estepona Age Concern, create a designated association for our community. So congratulations. It's been, I've seen the struggle.
Well, I think it's really important. You know, for many years there's been an age concern in Estepona and one in Fuengirola. But the big metropolis in the middle, Marbella and San Pedro, has had nothing. So we thought it was vital that there was some cover, and we were fortunate to have Tom Burns and Stephen Brooks-Banks, who'd already been involved with age concern in Estepona as a sort of nucleus. So we weren't starting from nothing, as it were. But yes, of course, in the beginning, it's a struggle. And like every charity, we need to make money. When we first started, we were part of the Federation of Age Concern España. But since then, that's been disbanded. So we're all individual branches. So you know that whatever needs that you have or whatever you want to donate goes specifically to your area. It's not going to an umbrella.
The nice thing is that over the years since you started, the achievements that you've actually accomplished are great, and it's really nice to know that my mission obviously is to bring the international community together with the town hall, because a lot of times we don't appreciate how much they can do for us. But you've been witness and are benefiting from what it is to go to the town hall, explain your needs, because you now also have a day centre.
Yes, indeed. It's a huge step forward for us to have our own place. We're very lucky. We have a 5-year lease at a very reasonable price in the heart of San Pedro. It's for those who want to come and visit us, it's in Pasaje Armando, which runs between the main post office and the Guzman's shoe shop in Calle Córdoba. So we are not open all the time yet, but we have lots and lots of activities that go on. So you can come and learn to play bridge. You can come for chair exercises on a Tuesday morning. We also have chair yoga on a Wednesday. Wednesday morning we have an advice centre. So whatever your problem is, myself and Sandra Sprawson are there. And we've got a lot of experience. We've both been here many, many years and been working for Age Concern for a long time. So almost certainly, not a guarantee, but almost certainly we know how to help. Of course, it took a lot of money initially to open the centre, because we had to do work to improve it. We had to put in a bathroom that was suitable for disabled people in wheelchairs, which meant a larger door and a platform for the loo and things, so that it's easily accessible. We also painted it inside and out. We've added extra ventilation. So, that all costs money. But
when you have an association, in the sense of when you say age concern, I correlate it to when people say mental health. And I think a lot of people don't have mental health problems, they're emotional health problems, and I think that's why a lot of people don't identify. And I kind of see the same thing with age concern, in the sense that although that after 55 you're eligible to get help from age concern, I think people think, well, I'm not infirm, I'm not old, but it's with many things, because you help with people who've been scammed with paperwork, with contacting the relative authorities. I mean, it's not just, I don't know what people really actually think age concerns for, but perhaps you can explain a little bit what you actually cover.
For sure. Our activities are many and varied, actually. When we run our advice morning, we help people who can't cope with the Spanish paperwork. They need to fill in forms, or they've received a letter in Spanish that they don't understand. We have volunteers who go out and visit people who are left alone after someone dies, and very often the ladies concerned can't drive. So we can send a volunteer to visit them at home and take them shopping, or take them to the doctors, or even go to an appointment where they know that they're going to have to speak Spanish, because we have a number of Spanish-speaking volunteers. And all of our volunteers are just that. Nobody gets paid, right? Not even me or my committee. Nobody gets anything. The people who do home visiting are paid for the mileage that they do in their visiting. And
so it doesn't cost them for their goodwill.
Exactly. But we have a lot of people who, through no fault of their own, you mentioned the word scam. Now, we've not been in business that long, as you know, because it is a business, but I know of at least 5 different cases where people have had money fraudulently taken from them. Somebody who's lent £100,000 and never got it back. Somebody who's been persuaded by a family member to invest in a development project in real estate, who's been left completely penniless except for the old age pension. Never ever expected to be in that situation. So we can help people to find housing when they need it. I had a phone call during the lockdown from a lady that my mother knew for years, who said, it's Sunday afternoon, 5 o'clock, I've got nowhere to sleep tonight. It's just
heartbreaking.
It's just awful. Unfortunately, we were able to help. She found, with encouragement, found a friend who was willing to let her stay in their apartment for 1 month, and we found someone who was willing to stay. They let her stay for another month. But then we managed to find a very nice little studio with a lovely sun all day, which costs only just over €400 a month. But nonetheless, the lady's living on €700 a month. So, and she has various health problems. But one of the things that we can do, when people are genuinely in need like that, we are paying for a subscription to Helicopterus Sanitarius, because it's an absolute godsend. If people can't drive, they can't get out, they've got a health problem, and they're living alone, to be able to pick the phone up and speak to somebody in English and have a doctor come to the house, it just relieves their anxiety.
Yes,
so
I can
much.
imagine.
We do all kinds of other things. We have a committee, a welfare committee, who obviously makes an assessment about people's needs and means. But if somebody gets an electricity bill that they can't pay, for instance, then we can help them out with a temporary loan and they can pay back gradually. Or if somebody needed, after Brexit, to get their residency status sorted out, these are things that we can help with. And we're very lucky. We work with a gestor who does things like that for us, the paperwork, at a very, very minimal cost.
It really is a team effort all round, and you said it takes a lot of volunteers.
Yes.
Even though there's a lot of expenses, thank heavens for the volunteers, otherwise it just wouldn't be enough.
No.
I mean, it's probably never enough. Do you need more volunteers?
Always. It doesn't have to be anything onerous, you know. We only expect our volunteers normally to do a couple of hours a week.
Or a month, or everything helps now.
Well, typically it's a week if they're visiting at home. We also have a programme where we visit care homes so that the people who are resident in the care home can have somebody to have English conversation with.
I used to do that from school.
Who's not?
They used to take us from school on Thursdays to
Yes.
age homes, and we'd all have our seniors to chat with. It was very good, actually,
Yeah.
I think, to have that
Well, that at the
interaction.
moment it's still suspended, but I got really good news yesterday because one of the local care homes in the area, near La Quinta, has asked that our volunteers return.
Wonderful.
So it's a breath of fresh air when you have somebody new to speak to, you know.
And tell their stories too. Because
yes.
that's another thing. I think we should be interviewing all these people, all these wonderful stories of things that will just go by, you know, without us knowing. It's a great opportunity to get to mix with people who have, you know, more life going on.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, there's a thing with so much going on. You have a helpline. So
We
that's
have a
important that you know that there's a helpline. What times is it available? What's the situation with the helpline?
The helpline is available from 10 in the morning till 6 in the evening, Monday to Friday. It's not an emergency number.
It's an information number. An information number.
Well, it's for information. It's for people who need suddenly to find a carer for their loved one. We have people who we can recommend. Our volunteers are not allowed to do caring work. We have insurance for our volunteers, which covers accidents and things like that. But if it's something that needs to be done by a professional carer, then our volunteers are not allowed to do it. You can imagine if somebody with
Picks
the
you
best
up
will in
wrong,
the world
yes.
tries to help somebody up and they have a fall and break their hip or something. So, you know, those are things that are best left to people who know what they're doing.
So you've got a helpline, which is a contact line that you've got. You've got also Helicópteros Sanitarios, that agreement.
Yes.
Do contact Age Concern, become a member.
Yes.
Become a sponsor, become a supporter.
Please do.
Because we're all going to become aged at some stage, hopefully. Hopefully we live long, healthy, happy lives, and it's nice to know that there is Age Concern here. Carol and the team. Carol, thank you so much.
You're most
We
welcome.
probably haven't covered it all, so I'll tell you now, come back again soon, and then we can fill everything. And also it's an important thing to keep in our minds to know that Age Concern is there for all of us. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Lovely to see you again.
Indeed, and you.
It's so fun being out and about this summer. Don't go away, because I'll be back in just a moment with Pedro Molina, fabulous artist and one of the first to jump on board with our Marbella Love Mugs incentive.
Judy and John are getting along famously. They have so much in common, which now includes both being too tipsy to drive home.
Oh, John, you can't drive home like that. Neither can I.
John looks worried, but not our Judy. She simply calls Linear Director for a free taxi and a tow truck to take her and her car home. Call Linear Director on 952 14 78 34 to see how they can better your life too.
Everyone that comes and wants to join our Zero Hero Association, they will have free non-alcoholic drinks at our venue at any time.
Hi guys, Ross here from Hogan Stand. Proud to be a member of the Zero Hero campaign. And we recommend everybody, nobody drives drinking. Everybody who drives a car doesn't have any alcohol in their system, and we're proud to sponsor the Zero Hero program.
G-Wine is happy to be Zero Hero partner.
How cool is that? G-Wine.
Thank you.
As promised, joining me now is Pedro Molina, When I came up with the idea of the Marbella Love Mugs during quarantine and that lockdown, they're drawing for my grandchildren, I think, oh, how can I get these to them? And I thought I could put it on a mug. And then I suddenly thought, well, what are great local artists that were also suffering the situation? And I thought that could be great. And Pedro is famous for his bull. He's got like a Spanish bull, and it just is so emblematic of him. But there is so much more to this gentleman. Pedro, qué honor, alegría volver a verte. It's lovely to see you again.
Para mí también, Nicole.
It's
Ha pasado el tiempo y genial que me hayas llamado.
Yeah, it's been quite a few years, and I'm delighted to see Pedro again. Pedro doesn't speak English, so I'm going to do a Spanglish interview, and hopefully he won't speak too fast, because otherwise I'll just remember the last bit and we won't get the whole thing, and I don't want to miss a thing. ¿Qué has estado haciendo? Son 3 años que no te veo, yo creo.
Pues, pintar mucho. He pintado muchísimo, muchas exposiciones, Italia, Bienal en Italia también, aquí en España en Uber, en Estepona.
So he's been travelling around a lot as soon as it was able, and he's been doing exhibitions, painting a lot. ¿Qué es tu genre? ¿Qué es tu estilo de pintura en general? ¿Cómo es tu visión? I'm asking what his vision of his style of painting is.
Tengo varias historias en pintura, porque hay una parte muy oriental, que pinto aguadas en papel chino, con materiales chinos.
He said he's got various different styles. One of them is the Oriental style, and he likes to use the aquarellas, the water paints, watercolors, and do it on that special papyrus that gives that lovely effect.
Luego tengo otra parte que es los minotauros, que son personas vestidos con trajes de luces.
So he's got his minotaurs that he has dressed up in bullfighting get-up.
Sí. Y luego la parte un poco más moderna, que son las meninas y los toros.
And then he's got the more modern touch, which is the meninas and the bulls, which, as I said, we have on our Marbella Love Mugs. Me encantó que cuando le contacté, mira, tenemos esta idea, poner en las jarras, y enseguida vino un toro. The minute I contacted Pedro, here you go, so one of his bulls.
Ahí está, en la taza.
And the money that we collect from the Marbella Love Mugs goes to a suicide prevention helpline with languages, so obviously a very good cause, worth our support. Plus you get to get limited edition mugs of great artists in your home. Estás explicando lo de Love Mugs y que los fondos van para la línea de prevención al suicidio.
Muy bien,
así
guardarme
que
una, ¿eh?
Sí, por supuesto. Te doy una de tus tazas. We'll have to give you one of your mugs. Ahora te estás centrado, veo, en otra cosa, porque has traído contigo 2 libros. I see you're into something new, which are these 2 children's books. ¿Siempre has estado haciendo cosas con niños? Have you always done things with children?
No sé si te acordarás que yo he trabajado en la educación muchos años, y además en la educación infantil.
So he worked in education and children's education for many years.
Porque de la pintura es muy difícil vivir.
Because you can't live off being an artist alone.
Muy difícil. Entonces he llevado la educación y el arte. Entonces de la educación, de esos 30 y tantos años, pues como me gusta cantar, ya te expliqué que yo quería ser Paul McCartney, pero me he quedado en creador de canciones infantiles a mucha honra. Pues en la escuela nacieron estas canciones.
He's saying that for 30 years he's been in education, and although he wanted to be a singer, he saw himself a bit as a Paul McCartney. He's actually ended up singing for these children's books and these children's songs. ¿Qué tipo de canciones son? ¿Cómo reciben la música?
Son canciones como muy lúdicas y nacidas dentro del aula. Por ejemplo, para las estaciones del año, o para, por ejemplo, que nos encontrábamos un animalito, un erizo, porque yo trabajaba aquí en José Banús, pues, al lado del campo, y a veces aparecía un conejo y entonces sacábamos el tema y la música, y luego yo lo dibujaba los pictogramas, y los niños veían las imágenes de una vivencia que han tenido.
So the idea of the books is actually literally to take the songs from things that happen in the school, things that children can identify with and learn. So when he was working at the José Banús school, they had like the campo, the countryside next to them, and you get hedgehogs and squirrels. So he would take those characters and actually make the songs out of things that the children were familiar with to get them more involved. I think it's muy interactivo, it's very interactive.
Sí, entre la música, la vivencia y luego las imágenes, Esto es que hicimos un huerto, ¿no? Por ejemplo.
Okay, so this is
Hicimos
the...
un huerto y entonces le sacamos una canción al huerto. Por ejemplo. Entonces
So
el
where you're
niño-
planting your vegetables. I don't think what a huerto is in English right now.
ejemplo.
What's a huerto in English? Te llevo...
el niño ve el huerto, ve cómo nace la fruta, la hortaliza. Yo se lo plasmo aquí y para él es un juego aprender.
So it's wonderful. So you make the song up about the different things that they're actually experiencing. Esto veo que es una segunda edición. This is the second
Sí,
edition.
este libro sí fue el primero que salió, Pinchapapas y el coche amarillo, y bueno, tuvo mucha aceptación dentro y fuera del colegio, porque se está vendiendo más en Marbella que aquí. Y bueno, me quedaban algunas canciones por terminar y entonces de ahí
¿Y la
nació.
canción es si cada uno se inventa la música o cómo...?
Sí, me he inventado la música, todo lo he hecho yo, la letra, la música.
Pero entonces, ¿cómo se escucha la música? Estoy
la música en YouTube.
Ah, ok.
En YouTube hay
Así
un
que va
canal.
un vídeo en YouTube conjuntamente con los libros
exacto.
y pueden interactuar.
Este primer libro salió con un disco, pero este segundo libro es más moderno, porque cada canción lleva un código QR.
Ay, mira qué chulada. Mira el mundo que vivimos.
Ah,
This is exactly what I was wondering. And the songs and this, but how do we get the music? So apparently the first book came with a CD. But now, thanks to technology and experience, Pedro's realised that you've got your barcode here and you can scan that and it takes you to the music that goes with the song and the images.
eso conecta directamente con YouTube, sale la canción, porque esto sale como dibujo animado, muy sencillos, y sale el abuelo cantando.
Is usted el abuelo?
Sí.
And the grandpa comes out singing. Here you have the grandpa. Well, it's a lovely concept. Me
Sí.
encanta el
Ah, está muy
concepto.
bien.
Y se ve que lo has disfrutado muchísimo. You look like you've enjoyed
Sí,
making it.
Sí, la presentación de este segundo libro se hizo ahí en la nueva biblioteca de Marbella. Y bueno, mucha gente ya me sigue y soy muy conocido en Marbella, tú lo sabes, por la pintura y también por el pinchapapas. Se me dicen el pinchapapas.
Pinch Papas. Well, how lovely is that? He launched the book in the new library in Marbella, and he said he got a lot of followers following that. And now, although very well known in Marbella as the acclaimed artist he is, Pedro Molina is now also known as Pincha Papas, the granddad of music and song of education.
El logro pinchapapas.
Pues it's commendable. Es muy bonito ver gente seguir sus sueños. It's lovely to watch people follow their dreams and follow through. Porque tener una idea y ponerlo en práctica son dos cosas muy distintas.
Muy distinta. Ponerlo en práctica es trabajo. Es lo mismo que pintar. Tienes un momento y quiero llevar esto aquí. Y ahí es donde empieza el esfuerzo físico, el trabajo, los problemas, los rompecabezas, pero luego cuando sale y te quedas a gusto, esto es lo que pensaba yo, o ha salido mejor de lo que pensaba, o no vale para nada afuera. No, ese es el camino.
What Pedro is saying is the most important thing is to, you don't just have the idea but follow through, and obviously it's got its challenges and it has its setbacks and it's a lot of hard work, but when you get to the end product you either throw it away or you say, like in this instance, chapeau, congratulations. I'm so proud of you. Qué bonito. Thank you so much for coming, but before we finish, where can we get the books? ¿Cómo se puede conseguir si la gente quiere para sus niños? Because it's a great way to learn Spanish with your children too. Buena manera aprender español para los niños.
Claro,
Good way to learn
es muy
Spanish
bueno,
for the children.
sí. Para un tercer libro que se va a llamar Pinchapapas y el multiverso, estoy pensando en hacerlo bilingüe, hacer una en español y otra en inglés, pero bueno, eso ya lo decide la editorial. La forma de conseguirlo es a través de la editorial Algorfa de Marbella. En Amazon están y por supuesto directamente
Contactando contigo.
contactando conmigo, es lo más fácil.
So the three ways that you can get these books are from the publishers Algorta. You can also get them on Amazon, but you can also contact Pedro Molina himself directly and get yourself perhaps even a signed autograph.
Además, tengo una página en Facebook, se llama Pinchapapas y el coche amarillo, que está puesta al día todos los días, donde sale cada semana una canción, con sus dibujos, sus pictogramas, sus fichas para trabajar, para los niños. Y
So you can also follow Pedro
ahí,
on Facebook.
A través de ahí puede
So
contactar
you've got
conmigo.
then songs that he publishes and different updates all the time. But it's a fun way to do something fun with your children. It's something you can do with your children together And as I say, what a great way to help your children learn Spanish with songs, pictures, and the pinche papas and the yellow car, el coche amarillo. Pedro, ya sabes que te admiro muchísimo, me encanta volver a tomar contacto.
Pues ahí estoy.
Que ya sigamos en contacto.
Llámame cuando quieras, yo vengo encantado.
Pues,
Y hablamos
really
de,
lovely to see Pedro again. It's
hablamos
been
de otras cosas.
way too long. Como he dicho, la última vez que hablamos fue lo de las tazas y esto, y
Si había
tiempo
una
pasa.
feria o-
Yeah,
sí,
time
sí,
goes
sí.
by very quickly. Contact Pedro for the books, for his artwork. He's a great person to follow and a great inspiration to us all. Muchísimas gracias, Pedro.
Nicole dice siguiendo sueños y yo digo quemando ilusiones. Es lo mismo.
Following your dreams or burning illusions. It's kind of like,
Eso mismo.
just do it. Just do it. Okay, don't go away because I'll be back in just a moment with more.
Bye.
Zero Hero, welcome here
at the Gaucho de Barons.
Welcome to Lemongrass, Doña Lola. Thank you very much.
Hi guys, Casa Tour is proud to welcome the Zero Heroes. So come on in and enjoy free soft drinks for anyone who is the designated driver. Thank you, Nicole.
I belong to a great group business first run by Sam Campbell. What I like most, not only the great people, are the early breakfast morning networking sessions, which is nice for me to get out, be up early in Marbella and get to meet people like my next guest. Her name is Anne-Marie and she does something very special. Teaches people to be barbers, which is a profession that's really come back in the limelight, having been something that's a bit taboo for the last few years. Anne-Marie, lovely to welcome you to the programme.
Thank you so much, Nicole. It's fabulous to see you again.
It really is nice,
Yeah.
and congratulations, because when we met a few months ago, you were just opening the academy here in Marbella, and
That's
now
right.
not only have you opened, but you've already got graduates.
We've got 3 graduates as of 2 days ago.
Congratulations.
It was pretty hairy now, I have to say, because it's the first time we're going to have state registered barbers in Spain. And they've also achieved the Diploma of Merit from the Association of British and International Hairdressing Association, which again is another first.
So your academy is highly accredited. It's not just
Oh, yeah.
giving them the basics. It's actually coming with official recognition that's worldwide recognised.
Absolutely. What we do is we fill our graduates' toolkit. And once the toolkit is filled up, then they can move forward and they can build their professionalism, build their skills. We arm them with the whole business side. We help them to design their brand, their website, their social media, help them with marketing, go through financial management with them, help them to devise a business plan. But then we also have kind of other training that perhaps might not have been usual, insofar as we teach them all about oncology, how to recognize cancers. If a client comes in with any form of cancer or they're undergoing treatment, that they can adapt their service. Instead of doing a clipper cut, they could do a full scissor cut. And they understand the vulnerabilities that people might be experiencing when they're undergoing, or if they're cancer survivors,
I would
to
never
help
even have
protect them.
thought that there was any correlation between having an illness and having your hair cut.
Oh, absolutely, of course. And hygiene is a huge thing. It's something which I've seen both in Ireland and in the UK. I haven't been to too many outlets here in Spain, so it's lovely to be at this one here and to see what it looks like. But one of the very basic hygiene requirements is to have a neck tape which comes out over the gown. And what that means is that if you've got 5 clients and you don't use a neck tape, the gown that's on the first client is going on the second, the third, the fourth, and all of their residue and skin and whatever's going on is then going on your neck, which is pretty disgusting when you think of it. So even that very simple basic hygiene just makes everything just much more
I like
comfortable.
the idea that you're taking, not just teaching them to be barbers, but that you're covering all the business aspects. So really you are giving someone the option of launching themselves in their own career, either to work for themselves or then to seek employment in, I suppose, all these new barbershops that are opening up worldwide. It's
Absolutely.
such a big thing now. The men are allowed to look nice.
Well, we don't just allow them, we actively encourage them to look after themselves. You know, the beard frames the face, the eyes, or the brows frame the eyes, and the hair is your style. So, you know, if you've somebody with a very round look and that want to thin it down, we can do different shapes to help change that look. If you've somebody that's very angular and would like to soften those lines, we can help them how to do that. And also about styling, you should have two styles. You have your day working style and you should have your party style.
Really? So even men can now like put the hair up?
Absolutely.
Or let the hair down?
Absolutely. You know, and it's all about giving guys confidence. And, you know, we've had a conversation about, you know, over COVID, a lot of people suffered with a lot of stress. There was a lot of things going on. People lost their livelihoods. They lost relationships. They found relationships they had weren't working anymore. And there has been a huge increase in depression and with things like alopecia, which is
right, that can be
stress-related. Yeah, absolutely. So we can work with the guys, you know, when they're going through all sorts of different transitions and help them to feel and look their best, no matter what's going on with them.
I mean, let's face it, us women, you know, to go to the hairdresser, you have your head washed and that massage and being pampered and feeling special. The guys also have stressful lives. I mean, and us women, we do expect a lot from them. It's nice that they can then have that moment of pampering as opposed to just the finished product or the look, is to have that process of feeling someone is there looking out for your right style.
That you care for them.
Yes.
You know, somebody actually, you matter. You know, and you're important, and how you look is important. And, you know, when you go out and you're meeting other people, that you're presenting the best side of yourself. There's nothing nicer than somebody coming in and having a hot towel shave. Their skin is beautiful and soft, and, you know, they're fresh and pampered. And when we kiss them, of course, we like it too. Or if they've got these gorgeous beards and they're lovely styled and they're soft because you're using the right products on it. Again, you know, it's very attractive for us women to see guys, you know, well groomed.
Yeah, and I suppose a lot of guys, like women, just really don't know what to do. So you better go to someone who is educated in all aspects. I mean, I like it that you take the health aspect into consideration, and that you're training them up for the business, how to self-promote, because those are the things that at the end of the day can make or break you. It doesn't matter how good you are, like these artists, bless them, if they don't have a good manager or an agent,
absolutely,
you don't get anywhere.
And it's interesting, I suppose, testament to our programme and the standards that we bring our graduates up to. Like when they finish the course, we never give them the illusion that you're a barber. You're not. Your toolkit is now filled. You now need the experience and the time to build on that.
And who are the poor victims that have to go through their experience training?
Every man that's available.
They must leave with a certain amount of
Oh gosh, of course they do. I mean, what we would say is our graduates walk out and they're better than anybody else that has walked out of another course, because the standard of training is completely different. But we don't give them that illusion that you walk out of a course and you're a barber. You're not. You're a junior barber. You need a good year to build up, you know, techniques and skills, and to properly recognise hair growth patterns, different styles of hair, you know, how to actually put all of those things into real-time practice.
Because you were mentioning also when we were chatting at the breakfast that there's like the fashion of a certain haircut, and there are barbers who only know how to cut that, and yet there's curly hair, long hair, someone who wants to be like top fashion, so you really have to have a wide experience of hair types and what suits somebody. Oh,
incredible. Like, it's very popular at the moment in a lot of barbershops. Sometimes they'll take in young guys and they'll teach them how to do a fade, because the fade is the fashionable haircut at the moment.
Like shaving the head type of thing.
Well, it's a little bit more technical than that, because all a fade is it's a lower guard for a graduation. That's all it is. But they like to give all these things fancy names. But if you go back to the old style of teaching, it's a graduation just going from lower numbers. But if you're bringing somebody in and you're teaching them how to do maybe a short back and sides and a fade and pretty much nothing else, it brings down the whole profession. So rather than doing that, when our students come in, we teach them how to do all of the long cuts, all of the medium length cuts, how to do all their layers, the clippers over comb, scissors over comb, how to do the texturizing techniques, how to do point cutting, how to do colors, how to look at beard styling, you know, how to work with the frame of the face and the shape of the head. Like when we teach them at first, they use a doll's head, and we teach them how to do technically perfect haircuts. But a technically perfect haircut does not work on a human, because a human's head is a different shape, the hairs are different texture, they grow in different directions. You can have things.
You can have more hair one side than the other, as is in my case.
You can have a flat spot on the head, you can have a bump on the head, you can have swirls, widow's peaks, double crowns, all sorts of things. So to be able to work with a guy with what they have to give them their look, it's a personal look, it's personal for them, it suits their lifestyle. That's what every guy wants, you know, just like us.
Exactly. I mean, it just makes so much sense, and I love that we now have all these new barber places. This one particularly lovely with a bar, so while you're having a cocktail or whatever, you get your hair done while watching the sports. But how did you get into this? I mean, you're opened up now in Spain, and you come from Ireland. And when did you start being a barber? Because I understand you are also a certified barber.
I'm a Grandmaster Barber.
A Grandmaster Barber.
I'm a Grandmaster Barber. It's a testament to my years. I love barbering. We started out, of course, doing all the women's hair and the perms and the highlights and the colours and all, you know, all the bits and the bobs. And you would do men's styling, and then, you know, like most business people, I looked at all the different opportunities out there and did a due diligence. And we opened what's called Just for Men, where we did everything from their toes to their head. And we're a hair, scalp and wig clinic, and I'm trained in oncology, all the different things. And what we found is that we couldn't get professional barbers. So the only thing you can do is open an academy and teach them how to become professional barbers.
And how did you learn and know that you wanted to include all these aspects, and then obviously the governing body that does this? I mean, obviously that exists because you got certified.
Absolutely. Well, I've designed the whole training program, all the business sides, all of the theory, the modules and everything. It's been validated by the EU Business. It's been validated by the All Ireland Business Foundation. It's been validated by we're properly accredited, insured training academy. So we're properly recognised as a training facility. I'm employed by the Department of Education in Ireland.
You must feel very proud. You've almost like set a precedent.
Yeah,
You've written a whole new, like a baseline for what the profession.
What it should be.
What it should be.
What it should be.
Look at you. And I get to sit next to her and chat with her, and she's right here in Marbella.
Oh, it's so good.
That is very cool.
It's so cool.
So that was a challenge, that when you thought, okay, in order to make this academy really fly, then you needed to set some guidelines.
We wanted to change what was very poor training, very poor standards. In fact, there wasn't a lot of training going on, to something that recognises this as a profession, trains the guys to have really good style. And I leave you in a little secret, okay? We have a product that we've been using both for men and women, actually, for where they have maybe thin hair, fine hair. It's starting to lose the hair, and we're actually seeing real hair growth, genuine hair growth. So it's not like the snake oil type thing going on. No,
okay.
Not at all. €22.
Okay.
I don't think €22 is expensive.
I don't, especially when you're talking about something, and obviously men and women, if you're losing your hair, it's not my problem. And I didn't realise how lucky I was, because having lots of hair is it's youthful. So I do see that not having, I used to complain about having so much hair. And then you realise, no, actually, if you've got one or the other, you're better to have too much than...
Well, even my mum won't mind me saying it. Like, my mum is she's older than me, so a little older generation. And women of a certain age and men of a certain age, we start to lose our hair because our hormones and everything starts to change. She's been using the products, and she now has really, really lovely hair.
Well, we'll need to talk about that. And obviously, if you're interested in getting hair growth, apart from learning how to be a barber, opening yourself up a career, because not only could you work for yourself, which I think is great, and love that self, you know, like just relying on yourself, but also I believe through the courses you can actually place people
absolutely
all over the world with your connections and the system you've set up.
One of our partnerships, our graduates with just 1 year's work experience can go to Denmark, Sweden, Norway, and their starting salary is 35,000. I think compared to the salary rates in Spain and in other countries, that's a very good starting.
Or other jobs.
Oh yeah.
And then something that you can do creative, and so I think it's lovely.
It's wonderful.
If you would like to know more about the courses here in Marbella to become a licensed barber, please do contact Anne-Marie and the team. The details have all been on on the screen.
Wonderful.
And congratulations, really, it's just lovely, absolutely
Thank
lovely.
you, Nicole. Thank you
Dream
so
come
much.
true. And best of luck in the new premises.
Yes, we've already outgrown our premises in Puerto Banús, and Puerto Banús has been brilliant for us and a wonderful place and, you know, magical area. And now we're going to bigger premises in Estepona.
I mean, this isn't a question of months.
Yeah.
So really nice. The courses are individually, like small groups.
Small groups.
Only 3 courses a year.
That's it.
So sign up now, because this is, I think, an exciting opportunity for youngsters and not so youngsters. Never too late to start and take another direction, and I like this one. I think there's a lot of room to grow.
Absolutely. No pun intended.
Anne-Marie, thank you so much,
Nicole.
An absolute pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
So, the lovely Anne-Marie of the Business First Group. Thank you, Sam Campbell, for setting up the group and for getting to meet such interesting people. Don't go away, because I'll be back in a moment with more interesting things going on in Marbella now.
Yeah.
Alright guys, so I'm the designated driver tonight, so I'm going to choose the Zero Hero place. So all of my soft drinks are for free. And if you want to go somewhere else, just check out the Facebook, Instagram or the zerohero.es website for any of the bars, discotheques or restaurants on there. I'm happy to go anywhere you want to go, as long as it's Zero Hero.
This is Miss Ro, a new partner of Zero Hero.
So here we are at Everest. Very cool.
Yeah.
Stickers going up.
Hey, my name is Govinda. I'm from Everest. Welcome to Zero Hero, to Everest Fusion, to enjoy your cocktails, drinks, and happy hour as well. And food, of course, is delicious. Thank you.
Welcome to Sister Taperia. Perfecto.
Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. Cara is organising cabaret nights at Miss Raw, and they are on Saturday evenings. The show is spectacular. I will be going to record it for you, but in the meanwhile, book your table at Miss Raw for a real cabaret night. It's going to be fun, right?
Indeed. Fridays and Saturdays.
Fridays and Saturdays. Really exciting. Here at Miss Raw in the Marbella Arena. And for now, big thank you to Cara for welcoming us here to Umbrella's Bar and Barbers to host another Marbella Now. If you want to watch recordings of the show, you can do so through the RTV Marbella website or my website, nicoleking.es, with links to the programme, also to my column Marbella Moments in the Euro Weekly News, and our Zero Hero website with an ever-increasing list of bars giving free soft drinks to the designated drivers. Umbrellas is one, Miss Raw is another, Shelby next door another, in fact quite a few here at Marbella Arena. Thank you for joining us. Please share my guest messages, because hashtag we are better together and happier. Take care of yourselves, be nice to each other, and see you next week. Bye for now.
You'll open up